Hey, this is Carla.
And this is Heidi.
And we're the Butcher Babies, and you're watching Live Addiction
with Steve-O on thebuzz.com.
Save yourself, this is straight war. Here comes the massacre now. Brace for the massacre.
Alright, what's up? It's Steve-O here, and I'm sitting down with Heidi and Carla from Butcher Babies at House of Blues Houston after the show. Currently on tour in support of their latest album, Goliath. I got into this first and foremost because I'm a rock photographer, and last year I shot Mayhem Festival.
I remember you.
Yeah, you do. I remember you guys. We said what's up backstage. Before every festival, I like to kind of research the bands that I'm not familiar with, and everybody told me, you got to check out Butcher Babies, you got to check out Butcher Babies. So I got there super early, and you guys blew me away, and to this date, it's a couple of my favorite photographs that I've ever taken. So.
That's one of my favorites too of me, and that's one of my favorites of Carla. Awesome.
Yeah. So, going into it, seeing the two good-looking women up front, it's like, I was a little weary. I was like, is this a gimmick? And then after seeing you at Mayhem, I was like, holy crap, it's not at all. They're balls to the wall, badass chicks, and the music's awesome.
It's just friends playing music together.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of gender, which I think a lot of people, hold against us or hold against, any female in the business. We're not. It's not a gender thing. We're just a bunch of friends.
Well,
playing music
it's funny
together.
that you even say good-looking women. So if we were ugly women, would we be taken more seriously? I know a lot of people say, "Well, these two good-looking girls."
You haven't seen me without makeup.
That is true.
But it's just funny people always throw that in.
This morning, I walked into the House of Blues, and we were doing our sound check. I wasn't wearing makeup, didn't have my extensions in. Yes, I'm wearing extensions. Didn't have these in.
Me too.
Oh, look how beautiful. And, I'm walking through people in line and everything, and some girl grabs me like, oh, Heidi, can I get a photo? And I was like, no.
Not yet. Wait till I put makeup on.
Look at, I can't do it because I can't let anybody see that. So, no, really, it's, the perception is
wait, you're going to let us look at that? But it's okay with them. Just teasing.
The perception is so, it is what everyone sees. They might think two pretty girls, they might think two ugly girls. Who knows?
And my point in saying that is that was what I thought going into it, and then you guys blew me away with your live show again tonight. I was blown away. It was awesome. You're currently on tour with Black Label Society, Mr. Zach Wild. What's next for you guys? When can we expect some new material?
We're taking the whole summer off to write our next album, which we're really excited about. At first, we were kind of hesitant to take that long of a time off. We're like, oh my gosh, people forget who we are in 3 months of not touring. But we're actually really excited to take that time and put everything that we have into the next album so that it can be a phenomenal album. And then we'll be hitting the road again in the fall.
And another great thing about spending the summer at home to write is that's summer at home in Los Angeles. Which is we haven't had in years, so it's really nice to be home in Los Angeles in the summer, to retreat to San Diego in our vehicles or RV. We were just talking about this, taking trips in our RV down to San Diego as a band to write in the desert.
You guys have been on the road nonstop since Goliath came out, right?
Yeah.
From Mayhem to one tour to the
next and the next, and so we're really excited to spend a couple of months at home. We might take day trips here and there with each other to write in different areas and kind of, hone in on each other's creativity. But I think we're really pumped to spend a little bit of time at home, which
I'm so excited.
It's going to be really nice. I get to catch up on Netflix.
I got 2 doggies at home waiting for me and a husband, so I'm excited to be there.
Cool. How did the two of you meet?
Gosh, we met, almost 7 years ago now. We played in a punk rock cover band together. I answered an ad from MySpace, if you can believe that. She was already in the band, and I saw a profile for this band, and I looked at the profile and I thought, wow, this is really interesting. I'd like to be a part of this, and they were looking for other girls to be a part of this band, and so I called, and it's funny because it kind of restarted. I moved to LA with the intention of being a singer in a band years and years ago, but I stopped for a while, went to mortuary school, and I was living that kind of a life, a 9-to-5 job in a mortuary. And even the guy that I was with at the time told me that I couldn't go try out for this band because that part of my life was over. I wasn't going to be a singer in a band anymore, and I needed to grow up and stop behaving that way. And it upset me so much that he thought that way that I was like, screw this, I'm calling this ad. And I did. I went the very next day, auditioned for this band that she was already a part of.
Carla walks
Got
in
in it right away.
Carla pulls in, and it's a band full of girls, and we're a cover band, big deal. But Carla pulls in, and she's driving a purple Corvette and wearing black suede fringe boots.
Amazing.
And of course, looking the way she does, and we're like, "Are you fine or hired?"
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. It was after one rehearsal, and I was so nervous. I had to do Where Eagles Dare, and so right after the manager said, okay, well, you're in. We have a show on Monday. Can you join the band? And I was like, yes, sure. And we had rehearsals that weekend, and then I did my first show with them a few days later. And Heidi and I, we just instantly connected. There was something about her and I, and honestly, at first, I didn't know if I'd even like Heidi because it was kind of
a blonde cheerleader.
She was blonde. She was completely different from me, and but there was something about her and that she was a lot like me, even though we were so different, and we just hit it off, and we became best friends instantly, and we decided that we wanted to start a new project on our own that was original material and heavier than what we were doing. We were doing punk rock, we wanted to do metal. We both were metal kids that grew up in the pit.
I think that's one thing that we really connected on was metal.
Yeah.
And also we were both very ambitious, and the rest of the girls in the band, they didn't have that drive. They liked playing music, great girls, but they didn't.
They were having fun.
They were just having fun at the time, and we wanted to
we
be
were looking
singers
for our
from the time that we were kids,
yeah.
and this is what we wanted to do. So we gravitated towards each other, and
Quit that, decided to create Butcher Babies.
7 years later, here we are. We've been on tour for the last few years.
Right on. Well, I want to ask you guys some kind of rapid fire, just random questions. When you're not on the road, when you're not doing Butcher Baby stuff, what do you like to do?
Sleep.
Okay.
Draw.
Sleep, draw, Netflix.
Oh man, Netflix. I love to run.
Okay.
I love to run.
Do you guys do that much while
I
you're
love
on the
to
road?
paint. We try to.
Painting.
We try to work out as much as we can on the
I
road.
mean, every day we try to do something.
Yeah, but for the most part, I'm really tired, so I'll sleep.
Yeah, I respect
It's funny,
that.
on the road, I'll gain like 10 pounds, and I get home and it's all
Yeah,
gone.
right back.
But it's fine. I'm not
Coolest concert each of you have ever been to or been a part of? 2-part question.
Gosh,
You
it's
first,
hard.
or you first?
Okay, been to Green Day. Been a part of Down,
Okay.
just barely.
The one that just happened?
Uh-huh.
With Down
That was pretty
when
incredible,
Rex
too.
when Rex came out?
I think the most incredible thing was being on tour with Phil,
Yeah.
who's one of our biggest influences, and one of the nicest, regardless of what anybody knows or thinks they know, he's the nicest guy ever. And he came up to us and was like, I bestow the, what is
I
it?
grant the gift of success.
The gift
upon
of
you.
success
The thing
upon
about
you.
Phil
Or
is
like,
he knows how important he is to metal music, and he knows how important he is to fans of metal and people who are aspiring to be, metal musicians. He knows what a legacy that he has, and so
Nicest
he's very
guy, though.
careful with his words, and he's an amazing person. He's very intelligent and just very, very inspirational. Pantera was one of my favorite bands growing up. Probably
too.
Guns N' Roses and Pantera were like everything to me. So to be on tour with him was incredible.
Yeah.
And Pantera was one of my first concerts, one of my favorite.
That's awesome.
So-
Yeah, I interviewed him back in January, and nicest guy ever. And then off the camera, as I'm walking out, I was like, "Hey, dude, my first tattoo. It's a Pantera tattoo." And then he
Nice.
went on for like 5
Of all
minutes
these,
and was just telling me like, stories that only Phil knows. It was just the coolest thing ever. I never really told him to anyone. It's just like shared that moment. It was
Good,
cool.
and he's all
Moments
for
like
that.
that with people like Phil, you don't have to tell the world about because it's such a special thing that it's something that you just take with you and you don't need to brag about it or talk about it because it's such a great experience that it's
I mean, there's
one of
things
those things
that
just you're just happy to
there's-
have it.
Yeah, there's things on that tour where you can't talk about it.
Right. Yeah. It's
You
like, oh my God, I just saw
cannot
this. Yeah.
talk about it because it's just it happened and you live it in here, and I think that happens with a lot of tours. Whether you just see it or you're a part of it, as you were saying, seeing or a part of. You know, I was a radio DJ for 5 years, 6 years,
And you were a host of something as well, right?
I was a Playboy TV host.
Okay.
But you know, I did FM radio, and Green Day came through our town one time. I'd seen a million tours, you know, a million shows, and Green Day comes through, and I'm sitting in the middle, like front, right in the middle, watching Green Day, and it was one of the craziest experiences as a fan.
Did I ever tell you that I waited outside for Green Day tickets when they were huge? I waited outside in the cold all night long at Ticketmaster with my friends to see Green Day.
Did you get
And it
them?
sold out. I did. I got tickets.
Okay, good. Because we're great.
So silly.
Besides your cell phone and basic toiletries, what's like a must-have on tour?
Gosh, that's like it. Basic toiletries and a cell phone.
Right.
It's pretty
Well, some
much
people have some weird
as good
stuff.
as it gets.
One guy, the singer for Falling in Reverse, he new pair of socks every day. He throws away.
Oh, well, I can understand that. That makes
We have a
complete sense.
stinky ass drummer.
Oh, he's waving his hands over
And our
there.
guitar player also has some stinky feet, even though he's not the typical one. We've smelled them before and they're pretty bad.
They're
Right.
all stinky.
I have a little lucky
The
charm
boys
that
are
I
stinky.
carry.
We're not.
I have a dog that died on the first day of Butcher Babies practice that we ever had. The very first Butcher Babies.
It was December.
It was December 3rd,
2009.
and she died the day that we started this band. And so I carry her dog collar in my purse everywhere I go. So it's kind of like my lucky charm.
Yeah.
So I never leave
I
home
never
without
knew
that.
that. That makes me want to cry a little bit. Bianca's with us at all times.
There you go. Top 3 favorite movies of all time.
Anchorman, Zoolander, Evil Dead.
Goodfellas, Natural Born Killers.
Oh my god.
Nice.
It's so hard to say.
Right?
It really is hard to say.
One of you, or both of you are into horror, right? I think I
We
read
all
something
are.
about that. Like,
Yeah.
big Rob Zombie fans.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Devil's Reject or
That's one of my all-time
House
favorites.
of a Thousand Corpses. It's hard to
Did you
pick
see
your
the
top
new,
3 favorite movies.
He
'cause
released just a poster of like a...
31.
Yeah. There you go.
I have to see it.
Yeah, I want to say it. I have
Yeah.
no idea what it's about, but it looks awesome.
I would assume Halloween, but we'll see.
Yeah. But then it looks like Spalding's on there, so who knows? Maybe Spalding and Halloween. Last but not least, a tattoo. Describe one of them for me. Maybe your favorites, a funniest.
Of ours?
Yeah.
I think on my left foot I have memento mori. I was a mortician. I was an embalmer, and when I went to mortuary, I had a really rough time in my life before I went to mortuary school, and so when I started working with the dead, I kind of learned how to live my life again. So it just means remember you must die, you know, in Latin on my foot, just
Nice.
as a kind of reminder of that.
And you?
I don't have many. It's hard to pick one, but
You told me about a funny one, right?
they all mean something. Okay, I have a mustache.
There we go.
Okay, but this isn't just a mustache, which people have gotten in the past couple of years to
Right.
be funny. This is something that I have a huge family. They're Mormon and they're very ginormous. And they all have a bunch of kids, and a bunch of aunts and uncles with a bunch of cousins, and we all draw mustaches on our fingers for family photos. So I tattooed it when I got older.
That's cool.
My next favorite one would be the X's on my wrist, which Chris, our drummer, and I have, and it's our Butcher Babies tattoos. So it's simple and easy, but all of our tattoos mean something. We don't
Well, they
we don't
should.
just get random shit.
That's
I
why
got a
we're
few
not
funny ones
covered
that
in
don't
tattoos.
mean
No,
anything.
funny ones are
Yeah.
good though. Yeah.
Rad.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thanks so
I
much
see
for
your
your.
YOLO, your hashtag YOLO.
Oh my God!
Hashtag
#YOLO.
Yeah, like 6 of us got it at the same time real late one
That's
night.
basically like my whole life, so that's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, thank you so much, Heidi, Carla. If you haven't picked up Goliath yet by the Butcher Babies, go pick it up today. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Woke up on the south side of nowhere.